Let this video be a reference and citation that I've gathered from the countless amount of videos that I watched before I made my channel and before I even made this video, that looks, vanity, imagery, identification and representation from here on out is very, very crucial and very, very profound, very, very important for any future generations and future kids that might stumble upon this space and content like this. Although I don't wish it upon them, I wish them the very best in life. But let's just say if there are those that are like that, like us, let this video and some of those videos from other channels be a beacon and be the pinnacle of facts, truth, wisdom from here on out, 2026 and onwards. That looks and etc is very important, unfortunately. And some of us folks in this space are doomed, gloom, and stuck in our rooms. Shout out to Godfather number 2 as usual, doomed, gloomed, and stuck in our rooms. And we are damned and condemned since the day we were born and we became pawns. We were filled with scorn and with our horns, torn. And no one will be there to mourn for us, just trying to rhyme. It is so disappointing. It's so unfortunate that things are dictated by our looks, by our imagery, by our identification. Vanity, by our identification and representation. How did we come to this point? How the hell? Which is why I said in one of my previous videos, did we step into a wormhole or something and we got transported and transited into a different timeline and time zone? A timeline and time zone that we cannot hone, and we step out of our cozy cone from Cars, the cartoon. Being stuck in our rooms, the cozy cone, in a time zone that we cannot hone, and we are alone, surrounded by drones. God damn it. We also sound cranky just saying that. We sound old, right? I sound old, even though I'm 24 this year. Not yet, but I'm approaching 24. Still in my, some would say I'm still in my prime, but what does it matter? I'm already in the crime, doing time. I'm ugly as I am, that I did not even ask for. And I'm also intimidating, that I did not even ask to be. I can probably look good, but I still have this energy that I retain, intimidation, and people still want to be away from me. Or if I'm neurodivergent. But I have a better chance of being accepted had I have the looks. Had I have that mirror reflection, You notice how your reflection looks better than your real self. Sometimes you wish you were your mirror self. I know my mirror self, my reflection looks better than my real life self, at least personally. And it's even a meme on YouTube, and some social medias. But my main source of these kinds of things is YouTube, because I'm a YouTube addict and I'm not even sorry. And I got it from there, and I'm telling you, conveying and relaying the message. I see these memes sometimes and it says, your reflection looks better than your real life self. Isn't that funny? Isn't it ironic? How you have a makeover, a turn over a new leaf. From your real looks to your reflection, It's almost like you want to live in a mirror world. But then some people, when they look at their reflections, they become uglier than their real selves. So they probably don't want to be in the mirror world, right? But some of us, on the other hand, we would want to be in the mirror world because we look better and superior. That's a damn shame. You're automatically disliked, you're automatically outcasted, discarded, thrown to the side, neglected, even by your families too, simply because of your looks, vanity, imagery, identification, and representation. And then sometimes you get teased when you walk around somewhere and you see models, photo shoots, social medias too. That's why it's hyper-sexualized, all these attractive looking people just to tease you. Even those things that you're insecure of, you probably thought of in your mind, magically appears on social medias. To what? Tease you. It could even appear in your real life. You might walk by someone attractive, or a group of attractive people, and then it kind of shames you, it kind of hurts you, right? Especially when they look at you, creepily, in a creepy way. They stare at you because you're unattractive, and they are. To even get jobs, you need to have looks. And I don't know if I said this before, but if I have not, then I'll say it again. I'll say it now. If I have, then I'll say it again as a follow-up. In 2024, before I started this ridiculous university that I did not even ask to be in, but my parents wouldn't shut up about it. I applied for a job in January 2024, early January, earlier on. You know when I got it, my job? Valentine's. So even though I don't have a girlfriend or whatever, at least I have that, right? My Valentine's gift. Instead of a box of chocolates, I got a job. At a F&B, a retail kind of thing. And I guarantee you why it took me that long is because of my looks. I guarantee you. It took me that long, 1 month plus. Some people almost a year, exactly a year, or more than a year, 2 years, however long it took. And they finally got a job. Because of what? Their looks. It's so fucking stupid. Dumb fucks. This is the shit I'm talking about. By our fucking species. 46 chromosomes. Once I graduate, it's gonna be fucking difficult as all hell. As all get out. As all fuck off. To get a fucking job. And I'm trying to survive, because I'm trying to move out from my mostly annoying family that I just can't really stand. But for the time fucking being, I still have to stay, save my money, and move out by the age of 28. That's always been my plan. Move out by 28. And I know it's okay to stay at home with parents, only if you have good parents. Parents and family members that you get along with, yes. But what if you don't? You should consider these things, these facets and assets. I mean, facets that could be your assets, or if none at all, then you have liabilities. You just have losses. There's no profits. If you don't really get along with your families or family, why the hell do you want to stay with them? Unless you absolutely have no choice, then sure. But I think I still do. Or at least that's what I want to think. But I'm not giving up. I know I can get my own place to stay, and by the age of 28 or before, I want to get the hell out of there. Out of my parents' house. Because there's a lot of restrictions, A lot of this, a lot of that, and the things that I want to do, or if I've been given, I want to have a lot of freedom so I can really do what I want, and it's quite big. It's booming, booming with liveliness, energy, and all. And being in their home It's very restrictive. It's very suffocating, congested, and very restraining. Can't do much. But imagine if I was attractive, able to get a job almost immediately or exactly immediately the moment I graduated. You know, if I wasn't like this, that I did not even ask to be, it just happened. The same with y'alls too. Not just myself, all of you too. Imagine we applied and we got our jobs, even though we do not want to work, but we don't have a choice, do we? Unless you got inheritance and you're rich and all that. But even then we can only go so far, and then our supply starts to run out, and then we still have to replenish. How? Jobs. Or if you got connections and all, then your endeavors will pay off. But not everyone got that, right? I know I don't, which is unfortunate. Even if I try to, like I tried before, and I've given up because it failed to no avail. But if, let's say, Pascal's wager, let's say I tried again, it will still be the same. And it will be the end-all be-all, It has summarized, has been concluded that I just can't do it again anymore. It doesn't work. To try and fit in, to get connections, to get relations, to get a network, which will become my net worth. And I'll just have to be out here by myself. And maybe a little bit of my parents' help, as far as they're willing to help me. But I'm trying to be an adult, trying to be independent, but at the same time, got all these obstructions and obstacles because they don't want to see you rise. They want to see you propagate and propel with the propensity and intensity, and the gravity and the proclivity and the sensitivity and the sensibilities, Shout out to Godfather number 2 once again, before the trolls got to him. I just don't understand why and how looks dictate everything. And then, people will obviously wanna erupt and become volatile with their looks by going for photo shoots and modeling. Yeah, I would too. Or maybe not. But I'll still have a better chance at seizing whatever opportunities that comes my way or I see ahead. But it's restricted and it's blocked down, It's like a cinder block on my chest or inside my chest cavity. And then I'm thrown in the water, so I'm suffocating and I'm drowning as well. It's a double death for breath, Double death fighting for my breath. What the hell is going on with this reality, this timeline and time zone? Especially me, when I'm supposed to have it all. I'm supposed to. I felt like I was destined for greatness, just like a lot of us were. But especially me, where I had that girl that adored me and I adored her, and I had a lot of friends. I could make friends easily. I'm sure some people will say, yeah, man, you're destined for greatness. By right, you shouldn't be in this space. That is what I'm saying. All this shit, excuse my language, even though I've been saying a lot of vulgarities and profanities already, but anyhow, excuse my language. Just happened to me out of nowhere, and sure, I did some things to screw myself over, but it's not close enough to be to play such an effect. It's not that heavy. It's not really a heavy casualty that have caused me to be in this ruckus and rut, in this mess. I'm in this space is because it just happened. How? Why? Don't ask me how and why. I have no fucking clue. If I knew, I would tell you. That rhymes. I'm not gonna make up some lie. Maybe this, maybe that. No, I'll just straight up tell you. Fiery honest. I don't know. It just happened, which is unfortunate, which is stupid. The moment I try to make friends and it's so difficult. What happened? Oh my goodness. Am I losing my touch? Am I losing my mojo? From the dojo? Watch mojo? You know? The YouTube watch mojo? And then I try to socialize, talk with the girls. Rejected, not even in the friend zone. You're cooked. Can't even make friends with the guys at the very fucking least. You know, not even the bros. Yeah. Just out. Ousted and out. Just outcasted and ousted. You know, out of everything. Eventually out of the family. I wouldn't be surprised. Knock on wood, you know. You can't live with us anymore. You have to live by yourself. Live on the streets. You know, no surprise. It was expected. My gut tells me that that probably might happen, so just prepare. It's a damn fucking shame. It's a damn fucking shame. How our greatness and achievements and whatnot has been bogged down. A cinder block on our chest or a cinder block in our chest cavity, and we are thrown into the waters to drown and suffocate. You know? Make it make sense. Oh wait, you cannot, because this is 46 chromosomes to begin with. 46 chromosomes. Most of it is our construction. And to begin with, it most likely does not make sense. It's like what Joker said, all these things is a bad joke, dropped at the first sign of trouble. But it also depends on who you are. Not what you are, who you are. You know, just like, it doesn't matter what is being said, it's who is saying it. You know, you can say all these shits and giggles, but if you're fucking ugly, then fuck you. If you're attractive, welcome. So Joker is only partially right. Some of these rules are only dropped for, you guessed it, attractive people, and then us ugly ones, stay the fuck back, stay here and die. This is the bullshit I'm talking about. And it's a pussy bullshit. Remember I said there's two types of bullshit from the Life is Full of Irony and BS video, which I made a while back. You can go check it out. This is the category or subcategory of pussy bullshit. Even if you're entitled, you're supposed to be entitled to a lot of things with your hard work and efforts, but oh, hold on buddy, hold on, because your looks, it becomes the determining factor, but also the destroyer of your life. It brings you down, it holds you back, you can't achieve greatness, no connections, no network becoming net worth. And you're held back from your potential. Your potential that is essential. You know, that is not trivial. And it's actual and factual, right? Oh, but it's the looks. Take a look in the mirror. Oh, you're not that attractive. Let that sink in like a submarine. Let that sink in like a fucking submarine. The absolute stupidity and retardation of 46 chromosomes that makes such things disappointing. That makes such things as the rule and is upheld by a lot of fucking people. At the very least, we can protest against, you know. But no, everyone is every person for themselves. You know, it's not like a group of good-looking people be like, hey, you should give these unattractive people a chance. No. They will say the same things. Fuck y'all because y'all ugly. I'm just going off on a tangent, you know. Brutal, honest, fiery tangent. Or not so much of a tangent. I'm just going ham, just going off. You know, I took a while to record, right? To publish videos. It's because I've been bottling up a lot of this anger, trying to form words and then speak up. But I most likely won't do it again because I'm also trying to think of creative, interesting topics to talk about. Even though this is one of the topics that has been talked about time and time again. But I'll be one of the other videos out there to further confirm and solidify and fortify the fact that looks, vanity, imagery, identification and representation is very crucial. That determines your potential. That is actual and factual. Besides the many videos that I watched, you know, inspired this video. So any future generations or any future folks that comes and stumbles and fumbles and crumble, just kidding, over these kinds of videos, yeah, this will be one of these kinds of videos that has said but not done, you know. It's not been said and done, it's just said, not yet done. The looks, vanity, imagery, identification and representation is important, crucial. That determines your potential, actual and factual. Even if people say that, no, looks are not important and all, nah, lies. Even those good-looking people that say, looks are not everything because I'm good-looking and I can't get a soulmate or a partner. It's most likely because, yeah, you could be actually that, but it's very super rare, super duper rare. Or you decided to not be in a relationship. Or whatever reasons which are not really valid compared to us unattractive folks, or how us unattractive folks look at some of the reasonings that you might give, and then we validate it. Other than that, most likely are giving excuses. You still have a better chance than us, so shut your face. You wanna come over here and say looks are not all that important? Yes, it is. The fuck it isn't. You're bullshitting. And those future folks that stumbles and say, well, I've been told that looks are not all that. Lies. Looks is everything. They just told you a blatant lie. Looks, vanity, imagery, identification, and representation are everything. End of story. Alright? That's about it.